So we will continue. We were talking about what about this m? If this m, in the previous video we were talking about this m. If this m is finite, in that case it becomes a finite system. It is called a finite impulse response system. That impulse response we will discuss later. And if this m is infinite, it becomes infinite system. If this m is finite, say for example, if this m is 2, in that case what would be y? Y would be, there would be only 3 values, h0, h1, h2. All h before 0 are 0 because it has to be a causal system. Output can't depend on future inputs. And all h after k equal to 2 are 0. So only h0, h1 and h2 are non-zero values. So what is yn? Yn is simple equation h0 xn plus h1 xn minus 1 plus h2 xn minus 2. That's all. So it is a, means since only 3 terms are there is no point in writing summation, so it becomes very simple system. Whereas if, so example what we have discussed earlier can be h0 is 0.5 xn plus 0.3 xn minus 1 plus 0.2 xn minus 2. So it can, means m can be 2, 3, 4, it can be a finite value. As long as n is finite, you can express the sequence completely by writing the values in the bracket. So hn, hk or hn is immaterial, is equal to, you can write index as 0 and then 0.5, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1, it can be 0.15, 0.17, any values it can be there, and then that's all. So it is h0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 6-point sequence you can express. You can express 7-point sequence, you can express 100-point sequence. Can you express infinite point sequence by its values? No, because if you want to express infinite sequence by its values, then it would be your lifetime, what we can say, work, because you can't express. So if this m is to be infinite, if this m is to be infinite, then the only manner in which hk can be described is by formula. An infinite sequence can be fully described only if it is deterministic. If it is random, infinite random sequence cannot be described, or if one decides to describe infinite random sequence, for a lifetime you should do that only. So hk is having some formula, and we have discussed one such formula in the last lecture, that hk is half raised to k. So a system where yn is equal to, obviously this is a universal statement, y is equal to hk x of n minus k, k equal to 0 to m, and m can be finite, it becomes simple system. If this m is infinite, then hk must be expressed by some formula. So for a system where the summation of, this is called a convolution sum. So if this convolution sum is infinite, then hk has to be described by some formula, and one such formula here is yn is equal to summation k equal to 0 to infinity half raised to k x of n minus k. Now this is the system under consideration. Now the problem here is that suppose if there is a sequence xn, and from xn yn should be obtained. Now here the problem is, suppose we start at some point of time. So we start the system. When we start the system, x0 is there and we have to find, or xn is there and y. So n equal to 0. So when n is equal to 0, some value of xn, say like this, and some value of y. So now to compute y0 will depend on x0, and previous to 0 there are no values. So we can consider that y0 is only half. When k is equal to 0, what is h0? h0 is 1, h1 is half, h2 is 1/4, h3 is 1/8, and so on and so forth. And so on and so forth. So 1/8, 1/16 and so on. Now what would be y0? y0 would be h0 into x0. What is y1? y0 is only h0 into x0. Ideally ideally y0 should be? y0 should be h0 x0 plus h1 x minus 1. That is h0 is 1. So y0 is x0 plus half xn minus 1 plus 1/4 xn minus 2 plus 1/8 xn minus 3. But since x minus 1, x minus 2 are all zeros, what is y0? y0 is x0. What is y1? y1 is equal to x0 plus half x1. What is y2? y2 is x0 plus half x1 plus 1/4 x2. Like this, as index grows, what will y1 lack? So the number of terms in the addition, since k is infinite, for every next term number of additions required grow on, and even though your computer is faster, since the number is also growing, it is possible that your calculation may not be complete before the next sample comes, because sampling is also fast. Even sampling is fast, your calculation will not be completed. Means suppose if you take samples at 1 microsecond, and just an example I am giving, you are taking sample 1 microsecond. When you are taking sample 1 microsecond, 1 second means 10 lakh samples. 1 second means 10 lakh samples. 1 minute means 10 lakh into 60, that is 6 crore samples. And by that way 1 hour would be 6 crore into 60, 360 crore samples. So that much data, all samples you need to store continuously and process them. So what happens is, if in this expression, when this k equal to 0 to infinity is there, number of computations required to calculate each output sample go on increasing continuously, and a time is reached where calculations are not completed before next sample comes. Calculations are not completed before next sample comes, and in that case the system will fail. Therefore now what we need, yn here is half raised to k x of n minus k summed over entire k. So it is an summation of weighted sum of infinite length sequence. This weighted sum of infinite length sequence. So right hand side is an infinite term expression. Right hand side is an infinite term expression. Infinite term expression is not so easy to compute even on computer. So for example, factorial, as number grows, number of calculations required also grow. So performing such computations right from the beginning every time is time consuming. Therefore, in some or the other subject, you are maybe in the data structures in the last semester, you are exposed to the concept of iteration. Means it is quite possible, I will give a hint, then those who want to complete on their own should pause the video, try to complete and then check their answer, or if they are unable to do, then they can watch the answer. So here current output is summation. In general, what is a discrete time system that I have told you? Entire subject will revolve around the expression which is there in front of you. The current output is weighted sum of current and past inputs. It can be past few, that is the finite system described just below earlier, and if it is past all, it is if this index, this upper limit is infinity, upper sufficient limit is finite, a finite system, upper limit infinity, infinite system. So if it is, if current output is weighted sum of current and all past previous inputs, then as you proceed, the number of computations are required are infinite. So this is an infinite term expression. Then whether by some technique, by introducing iteration, can you make it finite term expression? Can you make it finite term expression? So we want to find out output as per this formula without going for infinite term summation. So those who want to continue on their own should put a pause and then verify either their answer or watch the answer. Okay. So now we proceed further. What we do is, when we say iteration, iterative process tries to use result of the previous computation in current computation. So right now here, what is the current output? So we are having with us xn and y. So when we compute at n equal to 0, when we compute y, only x is available. When you compute n equal to 1, that time x0 is available, x1 is available. When you compute n equal to 2, x2 is available, x1 is available, x0 is available. So when you compute current, all previous inputs are available to you. At the same time, what we say is, when we compute current output, we are with us current and all previous inputs. At the same time, since it is already stored in computer, previous outputs are also available. So what is available? For computing yn, we have xn, xn minus 1, xn minus 2 till backwards, and yn minus 1, yn minus 2, yn minus 3, and so on. So the idea is, those who have not found out can put again a pause after I say and try to find it out. So hint is, I am giving hint. So while computing current output yn, the idea is we have to use what is available to us. What is available to us? xn, xn minus 1, xn minus 2, xn minus 3, xn minus 4, so on, and yn minus 1, yn minus 2, and so on. Whereas this expression is infinite term expression and it uses only x, previous, current and previous x. So it is using k equals 0 onwards, xn, xn minus 1, xn minus 2, and so on. If you smartly use yn minus 1 or yn minus 2 in this, then it will be a very compact finite term expression. Those who want to try can try. They can put a pause button and watch it later after they finish. We now proceed. So hint is very simple. We try to use some previous input available to us in current. So we try to use, along with current and previous inputs, we try to use some previous output in finding current output. आता मराठीत सांगतो. सिस्टीम मध्ये इन्फायनाइट सिस्टीम, लॉन्ग सिस्टीम आहे, इन्फायनाइट इम्पल्स रिस्पॉन्स सिस्टीम म्हणतो. करंट आउटपुट हे करंट इनपुट आणि सगळ्या पूर्वीच्या इनपुटची वेटेड सम आहे. प्रत्येक वेळी जे आउटपुट काढणार त्यावेळी काय कॉम्प्युट करणार त्यावेळी आता y0 जेव्हा मला कॅल्क्युलेट करतो माझ्या व्हॅल्यू काय आहे x0 आहे. y1 करतो ना x1 आहे x0 आहे. y2 करतो ना x2 x1 x0 आहे असं माझ्याकडे आहे. ऍट द सेम टाइम माझ्याकडे काय आहे, मी जेव्हा y2 कॅल्क्युलेट करतो तेव्हा माझ्याकडे x2 आहे x1 आहे x0 आहे आणि पूर्वी मी कॅल्क्युलेट स्टोर आहे तेव्हा y1 पण आहे y0 पण आहे. सो द हिंट इज can we use to compute y2, can I use y1, or in general to compute y1 can I use yn minus 1, and if yes I can proceed. So what is yn minus 1? What is yn minus 1? How to compute that yn minus 1? there is standard method with this. While computing the thing in sequence, we should be very careful about variables. We should be very careful about variables. So, what is yn minus 1? How we write the expression yn minus 1? We go for wherever n is there, we replace by n minus 1. So, k equal to 0 to infinity, half raised to k x of n minus 1 minus k, x of n minus 1 minus k. See, this is computation is not difficult, but it needs to be meticulous. अजिबात अवघड नाही, फक्त जरा काळजीपूर्वक करायचं. व्हेरिएबल्स बदलताना, आतले इंडेक्स बदलताना एक्झॅक्ट उत्तर देण्याकरता चुकून चालत नाही. सो व्हॉट इज how we are going? As it is, this expression uses only previous inputs and it is infinite term expression, as iteration is not there. Since only previous inputs are used, so given expression is a non-iterative infinite term expression. What I want to convert? I want to convert this into a finite term expression using iteration. So when the concept of iteration is there, I should use at least one previous output. So I am trying to think how I can use yn minus 1 to compute yn. So I write the formula for yn minus 1. How to write the formula for yn minus 1? Instead of n, replace by n minus 1. So yn minus 1 is this summation x of n minus 1 minus k. This of x n minus 1 minus k. Now, what can I do? Can I just, it is very interesting to note down how I will use these two terms in an effective manner. How I will use these two terms in an effective manner. So from this expression and this expression, I should be able to convert it into a finite term expression. I should be able to convert it into a finite term expression. How can I convert it into a finite term expression? See, in this term, what is not available to me? What is not available to me here? At k equal to 0, it is xn minus 1. And here at k equal to 0, it is xn. So xn is, while yn minus 1 was computed, xn minus 1 was not available. Xn was not available. So yn minus 1 doesn't include xn and expression, and yn includes xn. Yn includes xn. Now, how I should effectively combine these two expressions so that I should be able to get a simple finite term equation or expression. So what is done here is, now it is a very interesting process. How to attack the problem? If I solve it on the whiteboard, everybody will understand it is very simple. But म्हणजे मी सांगितल्यावर प्रत्येकाला सहज कळेल, परंतु मी सांगण्यापूर्वी स्वतःलाच कसं सुचेल. सो आय एम ट्राईंग माय लेवल बेस्ट टू गिव्ह यू दॅट थिंकिंग perspective so that you yourself are able to understand this, how to tackle the problem. So what will happen? Suppose if I subtract these two from each other. So what I get if I subtract yn minus, see, I am not moving towards answer, I am just doing some guesswork, because what is the purpose of classroom discussion? To get a thinking. So if I do yn minus yn minus 1, what will happen? If I have yn minus 1, in that case, will there be any meaningful exercise? Summation is there, summation is there. So, as it is, I see that not much. So, if I write it, so sometimes this summation term doesn't give me clicking. So, I write this summation, both expressions in a different manner. What is y? So, I write the terms xn plus half xn minus 1 plus 1/4 xn minus 2 plus 1/8 xn minus 3 and so on. What is yn minus 1? Is xn minus 1 plus half xn minus 2. And now if you have good intuition, now you should watch at these two expressions simultaneously. You should watch at these two expressions simultaneously, and this is infinite term expression, this is infinite term expression. What is new in this? What is new in this is only this, because this was not there. I mean, when I computed y minus 1, xn can't be there because in next sample. So in this expression, this x is not there. So yn is equal to xn plus something. Yn is xn plus something. Right? Is it clear? So in expression of yn, all other terms, x means when I computed yn minus 1, that time xn minus 1 was there, xn minus 2 was there, xn minus 3 was there, all were there. When I computed yn, that time all values which were there available to me while computing xn minus 1 were there. Additionally, I had xn. So I can say that yn is xn plus something. And what that something is? This something. Now then the question is, can I write this something? Can I write this something as in terms of this? And here you need what we can say, this can't be taught, it needs to be imbibed by you within. What you just watch is half xn minus 1, 1/4 xn minus 2, 1/8 xn minus 3. What is this? Xn minus 1. So, if I say half yn minus 1, what is would be? Half, 1/4, 1/8, 1/16, and so on. Then is it like this? That this is equal to half. So what this, and it is infinite, but as it is going infinity, this and this are equal. So yn is xn plus something, and the plus something is same. So the answer is, the finite term expression for yn is xn plus half yn minus 1. So this is called as iterative finite term expression. The infinite term expression which we had is now reduced to only a two-term finite expression. It is a big achievement. We'll proceed further in the next video. Thank you.